What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of Blessed Total Access, the show where we go over everything that happens in the Xbox One CFM Blessed League. In this week's episode, we'll be going over Season 1 with a quick recap. Then we'll be making some playoff predictions. After that, we'll be taking a look at one of the wildcard matches we have coming up between the Redskins and the Falcons. And finally, we'll top it all off with a few highlights from Season 1. To start off the season recap, we're going to look back at the early predictions I made about each division. The AFC North, I was pretty accurate. I had the Ravens winning out, my team, in a tight competition against the Browns. In the AFC East, I was surprised by the Patriots and the Dolphins. Bowski actually remained the last undefeated team in the league, and Thor's Patriots ended as the number 2 seed, completely shattering my predictions. In the AFC West, I was pretty accurate except for the last 2 teams, although I do expect this division to remain the same until the end of Madden 19, Chargers and Chiefs battling for the number 1 spot. In the AFC South is where I was the most wrong. The Titans and the Jags completely bombed Season 1, and the Tennesseans Colts beat out the Honey Badgers Texans for the number 1 spot. In the NFC North, I accurately predicted Wade's Vikings finishing on top. We also have a new Packers user coming. I don't think this will change the outcome of the NFC North going forward though. In the NFC East, I accurately predicted Chuck's Eagles finishing on top, but I was surprised by Randy's Redskins competing so closely for the number 1 spot. In the NFC South, I was 100% accurate, and to be honest, it will probably stay this way until the end of Madden 19. In the NFC West, I accurately predicted the top 2, with Meteor's 49ers finishing number 1 in the NFC. We also have a new Seahawks user in the league who played a competitive game against the 49ers late in the season, so it'll be interesting to see how things shape out going forward. Moving on to the Season 1 power rankings, we have my team, the Ravens, on top. I finished 14-2 and the number 1 seed in the league. This is actually the first time I finished number 1 in any power rankings since Madden 17. That's how long we've been running Blessed League. You can access these rankings via the league's Twitter or via the league's website, daddyleagues.com/bless. And that pretty much sums it up for the Season 1 power rankings. For the Season 1 awards, we got MVP Daniil Hunter of Thor's Patriots. He ended the season with 26 sacks, 7 forced fumbles. His best game came week 16 against the Bills, where he got 4 sacks, forced 2 fumbles, and recovered 2 fumbles. In the AFC, we got Sonny Michel. He won Offensive Player of the Year and Offensive Rookie of the Year. He finished the season with 1,600 yards and 15 touchdowns. His best game came week 14 against the Dolphins, where he got 180 yards and 3 touchdowns, in a win that put the Patriots in position to take over the AFC East. On the defensive side, we got Jerome Baker, who won Defensive Player of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year. He ended the season with 22 sacks, 5 interceptions, 5 forced fumbles. His best game was against the Bills, week 17, where he ended with 5 sacks, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery. On the NFC side, we got, for Offensive Player of the Year, we got Jimmy G with 4,600 yards and 32 touchdowns. His best game came week 1 versus the Vikings, where he got 4 touchdowns and 460 yards, and he's basically been on fire ever since. For Defensive Player of the Year in the NFC, we got Dewey McDonald, middle linebacker for the Meteor 49ers. He ended the season with 11 picks, 2 sacks, 1 touchdown. His best game was week 16 against the Bears, where he got 6 tackles, 1 sack, and 2 interceptions. For Offensive Rookie in the NFC, we got Rashad Penny of Mike Seahawks. He ended the season with 800 yards, 14 touchdowns, best game being Week 17 versus the Cardinals, where he got 134 yards and 3 touchdowns. For Defensive Rookie of the Year in the NFC, we got Roquan Smith of Matt's Bears. He ended the season with 5 interceptions, 4 forced fumbles. Best game was Week 6 against the Dolphins. He snagged 2 interceptions. So moving on to the Season 1 playoff predictions, we've already got 2 matchups that have already been played. We've got Chuck's Eagles beating Kumar's Rams, and Bowski's Dolphins beating the Tennesseans Colts. The other 2 matchups are in the AFC, Max's Browns versus Brent's Chargers. If they actually do play, I believe Max will win. In the NFC, we've got Imran's Falcons versus Randy's Redskins. I believe Imran's Falcons will take that one. Moving on to the divisional round, in the AFC, we've got my Ravens versus Bowski's Dolphins. I believe I'll be winning that game. In the other game, we've got Thor's Patriots versus Max's Browns. It should be a tight game. I'm not sure exactly who's going to win, but if I have to say my prediction, I believe Max will take this one. In the NFC, we've got another tight matchup. Meteor's 49ers versus Randy's Eagles. I believe Meteor's 49ers will take that one, but that could really go either way. In the other matchup, we got Wade's Vikings against Imran's Falcons. Also a tight matchup. I don't know if Wade's Vikings are actually going to go one and done, but if I have to make a prediction right now, I believe Imran's Falcons will take it. And in the conference round, it'll be the third time me and Max play, Ravens versus Browns. I'm confident that I can win again, but that'll definitely be a very tight game. And in the NFC, it'll be Meteor's 49ers versus Imran's Falcons. This one is really a toss-up. I believe Meteor's 49ers will come out on top. And in the Super Bowl, my prediction is it'll end up between me and Meteor. This would be a matchup between the two number 1 seeds. And if this does end up happening, it should be a good one. Now, for our upcoming wildcard matchup. We got Imran's Falcons and Randy's Redskins. The Daddy League estimated score is 24-19 for the Falcons. They're coming off a 4-game winning streak. They finished the season with a top 5 offense, a top 10 defense. If we take a look at their stats, offensively, Matt Ryan finished with 4,000 passing yards, 23 touchdowns. Tevin Coleman finished with 14 rushing touchdowns. The receivers are led by Julio Jones, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, followed by the number 1 rookie receiver, Calvin Ridley, 800 yards, 7 touchdowns, followed by Mohamed Sanu's 50 catches at 800 yards, which is a lot for a third receiver in Madden CFM. Their top 10 defense is led by Tack McKinley's 16 sacks, while Trufant and Alford hold down the secondary with 7 picks each. The visiting team, Randy's Redskins, ended the season on a 5-game winning streak, finished 5th in rushing behind the running back committee consisting of Darius Geis, rookie running back, and Christian Thompson, who finished with 6 touchdowns each. The team finished with no 1,000-yard receivers as the team relies heavily on the run. Their average defense is led by Zach Brown's 7 interceptions, and up front, Pernell McPhee and Ryan Kerrigan combined for 27 sacks. The key to the game for the Falcons will be to get ahead early and make the Redskins play from behind. This will expose their lack of a passing offense. For the Redskins, it'll be to put pressure on Matt Ryan and force an early mistake, and then control the game with the running attack from there. That's it for today's episode. Thanks for watching, and tune in next week.
The Martian.